Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are going back to 2009. Sitting behind me is Kevin Miller's beautiful 2009 C6 Z06 with only, I think, 3,500 miles on the odometer. This thing is pristine. He purchased it just a couple months back for the goal of having a nice cammed C6 Z06 that he could take to the Bonneville salt flat. So let me pop the hood, show you guys what we did to this thing.
Experience the thrill of unrivaled performance. Our team of experts takes your ride to the next level. From horsepower gains to custom enhancements, we deliver results. Late model racecraft. We talking or we racing?
All right, guys, so Mr. Miller bought this beautiful, perfect condition 2009 C6 Z06 with the intentions and the goals of adding more performance to it, and his goal was to always go to the Bonneville salt flats and run a mile and a half distance just to have some fun. He's never done it, and he picked a crazy platform to start with. It's obviously C6 Z06 LS7 427 cubic inches. Most of y'all know our naturally aspirated package that we do roughly is 700 flywheel horsepower. Usually they're around 600 rear wheel horsepower on 93 octane. This customer's in Colorado, so Mr. Miller will be running it on 91 octane. And I told him when he goes to the salt flats to race it, either put some race gas in it or 93, or just do some like VP octanium to help that octane rating out, especially for that much of a distance. When you're doing a mile racing, especially a mile and a half, that thing's on a very heavy load, very hard on parts when it comes to the engine components. So obviously the higher octane rating we can get, the better it is to prone for detonation and so forth. So whole engine came out of this thing. As always, guys, we do our complete CNC'd cylinder heads, new guides for the LS7 stuff, valve springs, custom grind camshaft. Camshaft does sound really sick, but guys, the cams that we've used in the past 2 or 3 that we've done, I call them mild camshafts just because they drive so nice. They don't make the peak horsepower numbers that you might see on some of the other internets that people post on LS7 builds, but this package drives phenomenal. And again, he was in Colorado. He wanted admission, so it has high flow cats on it, American Racing headers as always. Again, our custom grind cam with the Haltech cold air and the MSD intake manifold. As always, run an ATI balancer on the front. That's like a 10% underdrive. So again, I can stress so much. He's got the performance with the engine, with our 700 horsepower package. We did a monster clutch in this thing, so when he goes to Bonneville, he can beat the hell of it, have nothing to worry about. Put an MGW short throw shifter in it with the stock knob, so it still looks factory from looking at it from inside the vehicle. God, the inside of this car, guys, it is so pristine. Every button looks brand new. The seats look brand new. The steering wheel, there are no wear marks on this thing. He definitely found this thing. It must have been sitting in someone's garage for a very long time. So Mr. Miller, a good find, great build here. And again, I have a feeling he's gonna go and enjoy it at this event. And once he gets the bug of racing, he'll be sending it back for more horsepower. But at the end of the day, these cars with 600 rear wheel horsepower, as I've said many times, they are the perfect weekend warriors. With 3 pedals on them, with these tires on the back, you can spin the tires if you want or turn traction control on and be very control of your car. So that being said, we still have the Michelins on it. I'm gonna go to hop in it and take you guys for a test drive. If I have enough time, we'll at least get on it once or twice so y'all can hear this thing. It also has the dual mode muffler on it, so he can hit the button, have it loud when he wants, or close it when he's pulling into his neighborhood late at night. But at the Bonneville, he'll definitely have this thing open. So let's hop in it now, go for a test drive. This car is immaculate, dude. It is a 2009 with 3,000 miles on the odometer.
Damn.
Like I said, lately, I don't know how you post these videos, but we've done so many C6s with, I'll just say, less than 5,000 miles on them the past month than I think we've done the past like 6 months. It's been insane. We do so many C7s and C8s lately, but the past month, I feel like this is like number 6, number 7, or number 8. Either C6 Z06 or C6 Z01 with less than 5,000 miles on the odometer. I love it. This thing is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's going to be, like I said, with this power on it, man, these NA platforms are hard to beat. They're so much fun. So
Maybe those low mileage cars are starting to come out of the garage, and
I think so. I think because they've been sitting on them long enough, like, you know what, it's time to play with it now. I mean, seriously, we've done in the past 4 weeks at least 5 of these things with this low miles. Some of them have higher miles, but I'm talking about mid C6s. It's sick. Just to explain the timing of what I'm doing here. So you can see from the 3 pulls, the blue is the baseline, red was the first pull, yellow second pull, green is the third pull. And once I got fueling right where I wanted it, that's where I started putting timing in it, right? And just for an example, y'all can see how the peak power really doesn't pick up much. We went from 572, 576, 576. Now, by adding timing to it, so we know that we're at an airflow up top at 6,000. It's not making any more power. But you can see the difference from, that's the baseline. So from 496 to 504, so you're talking, you know, a solid 8 rear wheel horsepower and torque across the board in the mid-range. And then going from the last pull, you're talking 6 rear wheel horsepower and torque in the mid-range. It's just not picking up top. Again, that has to do with the camshaft selection and airflow, the efficiency of the engine. So if I put the timing back to where we first started, it would be way safer. We just won't have the power under the curve. So if we get rid of, let me get rid of this one run real quick so you can see the difference. So y'all can see the green over the red. So it likes the timing below, let's say about 5,800 RPMs, and then it's just out of airflow. And then up top too, you can see up top it picked up a little bit. But mainly, as far as seat of the pants feel, that's where you'll feel the extra, let's call it 1.5 degrees due to the timing right there. But now, once you start seeing diminishing returns when it comes to adding timing in horsepower, again, the engine's telling you to stop. It doesn't want any more. So we'll keep it happy where it makes good power down low and good torque numbers. And then there's no reason to push it, put more timing in it, and then more up here to gain 3 or 4 horsepower. So I think cold, it'll probably end up making 580, but we'll stop there for today, or at least for the next 20 minutes. Test driving Kevin Miller's 2009 C6 Z06, and I cannot express enough how clean this vehicle is. We are right at a little over 3,500 miles on the odometer for a 2009. Kevin bought this thing I think a few months back, I think back the end of last year, and he wants a car that he can have fun with on the weekends, but then he also plans on taking it to the salt flats to run at Bonneville, which I think is cool as shit. And I don't think he's ever been, so he's gonna have an absolute blast. But because he's in Colorado, we have high flow caps on this thing and on 91 octane, and I think we stopped around like 583 rear wheel horsepower. But I wanted to go for a drive to share with you guys. I know you can't see and feel what I feel in this vehicle through those GoPros, but this literally feels like I just pulled it off the showroom floor in 2009. The interior is pristine. People always drive these cars with their arm right here on the armrest, and you always have the worn out armrest for the center console. The seats on each side usually get worn out real bad from getting in and out of the vehicle, depending on how big the customer is of the vehicle. This thing is absolutely perfect. So Kevin, I appreciate you very much sending me this thing and giving me the opportunity to build it, because it turned out awesome. The camshaft in it, it's not the largest cam that we put in these things. It's not the smallest cam. It's a cam that runs and drives phenomenal. And you get that awesome chop at idle, which in my opinion, these LS7 427s, there's no better sound than these things chopping at idle. So he's gonna have one hell of a weekend warrior, and then a blast when he takes it. I think it's 1.5 miles, the Bonneville. I mean, you can go, 3 miles, 5 miles. They have different classes to run. I think he plans on running it 1 mile or 1.5 miles, and he's gonna absolutely have a blast. So right now, it is our 700 horsepower package. We have a monster clutch in it, MGW shifter with the stock knob on it, so it still looks like factory. And I'm going to have some fun. We'll do second gear real quick. Traffic's getting bad. One little quick pull at least. I didn't want to drive this car and put too many miles on it, so it's because it's so clean, but he's gonna beat the living crap out of it, he said. So let's we tested on the dyno, we know it's good. Now let's have some fun on the street. Ooh-wee! God, that is so much fun. Ripping through gears like that, oh, that never gets old. With the clutch in it, again, we even build this package with stock clutches for customers that are just going to do that every so often on the weekends, but customers that we know are going to race it a lot, 60 to 130 them, or even drag race them, we always recommend putting a clutch in them, because again, most of these cars do have more miles than 3,500, but because he's going to go to the Bonneville, we definitely wanted to upgrade the clutch in it so he can do what I just did over and over and over again and have nothing to worry about in this car. It is absolutely pristine, and I love driving this car. So that was second, third, and fourth. You also saw traction control I had in competitive mode. Second gear, it hooked up on these tires. Again, top of, I've floored probably about 4,000 RPMs. Obviously, first gear, it's gonna spin the tires really good. So you C6 Z06 owners out there, if you've been waiting to do something to your Corvette, go to our website, fill out an inquiry, or call our guys at the shop. One of our sales staff will get you taken care of, because this package right here is the best package for your LS7 when it comes to adding more power to it. And not only did we add more power to this thing, he wanted it to look good. If y'all saw the last red C6 Z06 we did, it was again a couple weeks back, we did a full carbon fiber aero package on that one. He got the exact same thing. Front splitters, side skirts, rear spoiler. Again, just something to make it look different than any other Corvette sitting in the parking lot if you go to car shows. And guys, like I say, we build every car per spec depending on each customer's needs and goals. And again, this one I think we knocked it out of the park. You can drive this thing in 5th gear, 4th gear, whatever you want at low RPMs. No cam surge. I'm at 1100 RPM just cruising. It drives so nice. And then when you want to have some fun, you can do that, which again I know he's going to do over and over and over again, especially at the Bonneville. God, that thing is so much fun to drive. Y'all see how bad it blows the tires off in 1st gear, grabs 2nd, spins through 2nd, and then finally hooks up in 3rd gear. These cars are so much fun to drive. I know there's a lot of people out there, and even I say it, automatic cars are quicker if you're racing. If you're drag racing, even roll racing, unless you really know how to drive a vehicle. But if you just want a fun vehicle to drive, that you feel you are a part of the vehicle, 3-pedal car is hard to beat. It is just, the whole time you're driving this thing, it is a real driving experience that is just unmatched to any other vehicle, especially with the performance package on it, with the camshaft in it. I mean, we add, you're talking over 150 horsepower over stock to this vehicle, and it still drives like a stock car. And the way this thing sounds at idle, again, I probably say it a million times in these videos, it just doesn't get any better than that. When you get to hear that chop at idle, pulling up to a stoplight, or pulling parking lot. So anyways, guys, car's super clean. Mr. Miller, thank you again. Greatly appreciate it. Have fun at Bonneville. Keep us updated. Let us know how she does. And those of you that follow the channel, guys, comment below. Let me know what y'all think about this beautiful ride. And again, guys, we're so close to hitting 100,000 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. If you know someone that's a gearhead that likes Corvettes and other things that we do, and they might not be subscribed to our channel, please send them the link. Hopefully they can get subscribed to it, get us over that 100,000 subscriber marker. So enjoy your weekend, guys. We got Easter coming up, so I'm gonna get this one back, get it cleaned up, back to Colorado. Until next time. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, give it a like if you liked it so far, and please turn on bell notifications for future content, as we have cool stuff in the pipeline that you're gonna wanna see. And as always, please comment below.